Hey guys, this is Jay of Untapped Games. Today we're opening a booster box of Pokemon X and Y. It's the brand new set. Comes out today, February 5th. It's the first set in the new block, the XY block in Pokemon. It's the first set to include Mega Evolutions. It's got Mega Venusaur and Mega Blastoise. You see them on the packaging. It's the first set to include the new Pokemon from Generation 6, and it's the first set to include Fairy Pokemon and Fairy Energy. So it's got a lot of new stuff, which is exciting. I really like how they did the Mega Evolutions. It's sort of a evolution of an EX Pokemon, and only introducing Blastoise and Venusaur in this set was a good move, because everyone's familiar with those Pokemon, and there are over like 20 EX Mega Evolutions now. Aegislash is our first rare. And it's cool that they only went with two to sort of introduce this, the concept. And then they've got a lot of room to branch out from that and introduce more Pokemon in future sets. I can't wait for them to start doing like the Mawiles and the Manectrics and all those Pokemon that don't usually get a lot of love from the TCG. It's going to be cool when they start getting EX cards and everything. So we got Special Energy here. Where was our rare? Oh, Simisar is a rare. And the Fairy type looks pretty cool. A lot of people are excited about it. There are probably going to be some pretty good Fairy decks right away, because they've got just a lot of good stuff. Xerneas and Xerneas EX look pretty good. And here's Venusaur EX almost right away. So that's what you need to use if you want to play the Mega Venusaur. If you pull it, you play this, and then the Mega Venusaur goes on top of it. And I think your turn ends at that point, but it's got really powerful attacks and is probably worth it. And this card by itself isn't too bad. I know someone was talking about wanting to play I think it's a Celebi card that lets you use attacks from previous evolutions. So you could have a Mega Venusaur with access to the Jungle Hammer on this for healing purposes. That seems fun. Let's go see this way. So this is cool. We got a foil rare Rhydon, or reverse foil rare, and the foil Furfrou, which is a pretty good card. It's got Fur Coat, so any damage is reduced by 20 right off the bat. And Rhydon's pretty interesting because it's not even the last Pokemon in its line in this set. There's also a Rhyperior. I think I see another EX card here, and the Fairy Energy, which is, like, everyone's going to want those. And yep, it's the Mega Blastoise EX. Awesome. You can take a look at the art there. And I think it's probably got the best attack of the two Mega EXs, because it does 120 damage for 3 energy, and then it does 30 to 2 different bench Pokemon. So you're getting 180 damage for one attack. And it's got 220 HP. Pretty good. It still follows the EX rule where if it gets knocked out, they take 2 prize cards, but definitely stronger than any other EX Pokemon if you can get it into play. So that's awesome. I wonder if how the pull rate for those Venusaur and Blastoise cards are, since we got 2 pretty quickly. Here we've got a rare Swellow and the reverse foil Talonflame. That's one of my favorite Pokemon from the new ones. This one's got a move that makes your opponent discard their hand or shuffle it into their deck and then draw 4 cards for 1 energy. That's pretty good. And then it can do 100 damage for 2 once you discard all its energy. So I don't know if that's as awesome as Talonflame is in the video games, but it seems pretty good. It's a nice looking card. Rare here, Magcargo. Not a big deal by itself, but it's got, I mean, that's the bossest looking Magcargo you'll ever see, because it's illustrated by Kawayu. And the foil Quilladin, which is the other thing about the set. All the starting Pokemon evolution lines are in it. So if you're a big fan of Chestnut and Greninja and Delphox, you have a pretty good chance of getting one of those in this box, or all of them. And they're all pretty good cards. I don't know if they're like super competitive, but they seem good. There's another Fairy Energy. They seem fun to play. So this is a good pack. We got a reverse foil Bisharp. We got a Fennekin here if you want to play Delphox. And we've got Slurpuff, which is one of the sort of engines that's going to make the Fairy deck work, because its ability Sweet Veil makes all your Pokemon immune to special conditions. So no Hypnotoxic Laser or anything. That's a foil version too. It's not too bad. It's a pretty sweet Veil. And then the other one, I think Aromatisse, lets you move your Fairy energies around. Oh, but they need the Fairy energy on them. Another EX, awesome, to get the effect of that, of Sweet Veil. So foil Doduo and Skarmory EX full art. Very nice. Skarmory and Emolga get EX cards in this set. I'm not sure why, since they don't have Mega Evolutions, but it's a nice way to sort of round out the set. It's got Joust, which discards all Pokemon Tool cards attached to it, and another attack does 120 damage, pretty much, if they have any damage on it. So sweet, three EX cards right off the bat. Doing pretty good so far, except that opening packs takes me a while. Oops. So foil Froakie here, and Trevenant, that's another card that's going to be kind of a big deal, it seems, because its ability is an item block. They can't cast items, they can't play them from their hands, while Trevenant is the active Pokemon. So it's almost a better version of that Gothitelle that's pretty popular right now, because it's only a stage 1, it's only got 20 HP less than Gothitelle, but it does have a darkness weakness, so against certain matchups it's not as good. But I know a lot of people are happy about that card, Trevenant, and a lot of people are very unhappy because they're going to have to play against it. So I'm going to foil Team Flare Grunt, which makes them discard energy, and Conkeldurr, which does a lot of damage, does 90 damage if your opponent's Pokemon is affected by a special condition for just 1 energy. That seems pretty good. If you run that with Hypnotoxic Laser, you're getting a lot of damage for not a whole lot of energy. Spritzy, foil Illumise, and the rare is Grumpig. This Sableye card is awesome, very creepy. Grumpig's got Tricky Steps, where you can move around your opponent's energies, and a Psybeam attack that leaves them confused. So that sounds fun. Chespin. Where is it? Foil Professor Sycamore. It's the new professor where you discard and draw 7. And we got Xerneas, the non-EX Xerneas. Both Xerneas and Yveltal have EX cards and then normal rares, and they're all pretty good. This one's especially good because it's Geomancy attack. You're accelerating your energy. You're drawing out 2 Fairy energies from your deck and putting it on your bench. Pretty nice. And then it's got an attack that does 100 damage. So for a non-EX, that's going to play an important role, I think, in Fairy decks. Yeesh. What do we got here? We go full rare Tauros, and a rare Starmie, and a Muscle Band, which a lot of people are going to like because it automatically makes their attacks 20 damage stronger. Starmie's got a recovery move by discarding an energy. And Tauros does some stuff depending on how much damage it has, and it does damage to itself a little bit. What's over here? Oops. I'm hitting the camera a lot. Icons, Fletchling, Reverse Foil Cloister, and a rare Stoutland. We're getting a lot of rares. Cloister here, it's got Clamp Crush, where your opponent's Pokemon can be paralyzed and have to discard an energy if you flip heads. And Spike Cannon, which does 30 times 5 coin flips. And then we got his pre-Avo right there next to him. And Stoutland's not a bad card, does 120 damage to Pokemon EX for only 3 energy. And look at that artwork, it's standing in a photograph, pretty cool. Put those over here. Got a foil Diglett, the regular Diglett, and there's Greninja and the Braixen. There's our first starter, final starter Evo, and this one is probably, I think, the best one because of its ability. You can discard in water energy and it snipes 30 damage onto any Pokemon. And then it's got Mist Slash, which does 50 for 1. So the way that's going to work is people, if you've got like, 1 or 2 Greninjas in play, they don't even have to be the active Pokemon. And if you have energy to discard and some kind of energy retrieval, then you can be doing 60 damage that's unblockable and to any of your opponent's Pokemon before you even attack, which seems really nice. Fairy Energy, Phantom Foil, and Malamar. Let's see, there's 2 Malamars. Which one's this one? This is the one with Mental Trash, where your opponent has to discard from their hand after flipping coins. And you've got a Distortion Beam, which leaves them either confused or asleep. Pretty good. I like the Malamars because there's an Inky, which they evolved from, that has a good ability that I think makes both Pokemon confused, and then when Inky is confused, you get to evolve it for free, pretty much. So it seems like Malamar is easy to get into play. Got Dark Energy, Foil Fairy Garden. That's another thing making fairy decks possible. All your fairy types have no retreat costs, or all your Pokemon with fairy energy on them. So that's good. This Duck Trio looks pretty sweet because it can do 60 damage for 1 energy. It just does little to all your bench. That's big if you're fighting like a Darkrai deck or something. All of a sudden you can do 120 damage for 1 energy. And it's just a stage 1. So that Doug Trio is doing work. Got Pikachu here, another Darkness Energy, Reverse Foil Scolipede, and another Aegislash. The Aegislash cards are kind of interesting. I pulled one in the first pack. This is the same one, unfortunately, but there's 2 different versions, and with its stance change ability, you get to flip out which version you have in play between the field and your hands. So it's a nice nod to how Aegislash works in the games, where it switches between forms. And I don't really know. I mean, they have the same HP, and they keep their damage and status conditions. So it's pretty much just like one Pokemon having 2 attacks, but there's also like you get that card that you can keep and play onto another to evolve another Aegislash once you've once the one in play goes out. So we're about halfway through the box now, a little over halfway. Hopefully we get even more EXs, that would be awesome. Maybe one of the Evil Tool or Xerneas ones. Here's the foil Rhyperior I was mentioning. Does 50 damage times, or a chance for 50 times every fighting energy on it. And then it's got Rock Wrecker for 130, isn't affected by weakness or resistance. So it goes there with Rhydon. Beedrill is there in this one. It's doing a Lotus Petal dance of some sort. I think the attack on that, Flash Needle, it's like, does 40 damage times each heads when you flip 3 coins, and then if you get all heads, your opponent also can't attack next turn. So if you're feeling lucky, that sounds really good. If you're confident in your ability to flip heads 3 times in a row all the time, Beedrill is your card. Cassius, and a Vivian, however it's pronounced. This is really cool because they made 2 versions of this card for this set. This one's the High Plains pattern, and then they've got the pink pattern. I forget what that one's called. Although I wish they printed 18 different versions of that card, then it would be just like the games, and they'd be really hard to collect. I think they missed out on an opportunity there, having to collect all 18 versions. Foil Max Revive, Bisharp Rare. Got Jigglypuff, it's one of the fairy types. Foil Raichu and an Arbok, and a special energy. This Raichu seems like it could be good because it does 20 damage times the number of bench Pokemon you have, so you could get up to 100 damage if you play a lot of Pokemon. Let me get the boxing screen. That's how much we have left. Sorry, I've got it on Skarmory EX. Don't want to do that. We got another Chespin, Swirlix, another foil Fennekin. I think we already pulled one of those. And Wigglytuff is the rare. This is probably the better of the 2 Wigglytuffs. It's got Hocus Pocus, which locks down your opponent just for the 3 energy. And then I think it's got some energy acceleration too to complement your Xerneas. So I could see using that in the fairy deck. Froakie here, Swirlix, Solrock, reverse foil, and another Stoutlands, another Coldin. Got Duo, Pumpkaboo, foil Weedle, and Rhydon is the rare in that one. I hope all our EX cards weren't in like that one half of the box. That would be unfair. Energy, Image, another Pikachu, Foil Bunnelby. And there's the other Wigglytuff. This one has the potential for greater damage output since it's got a 90 attack. And this one that does 20 times the amount of energy you got. So that Wigglytuff is a little more straightforward, just try to hurt them a lot, whereas the other Wigglytuff helps to lock down your opponents. I really hope Wigglytuff is a thing. I just like saying Wigglytuff. And the Jigglypuffs in this set are pretty good too. There's one that discards Darkness Energies for 1 energy. That's pretty good for a common. It's foil uncommon Ledian and river foil Aromatisse. And this is the other card along with Slurpuff that makes fairy decks kind of interesting because it shuffles around your fairy energy, and so there's a lot of trickery you can do with that. Those last 3 packs, very heavy on the fairies. Got another, this time a reverse foil Wigglytuff, and Crocodile is the rare. And there's the Inky that I like, upside down evolution. So we definitely got the start of a Wigglytuff deck, which makes me happy. And what did we pull before? We had the normal Xerneas rare, I think. Yep, it's over here. And I see an EX card. I'm gonna make it suspenseful though. Fire Energy, Dodrio, and it's a Mulgi EX to go along with that. Skarmory over here. I like the way this card works because it switches in and out of battle a lot. It's like Gamolga in the video games. 0 retreat cost and its energy glide ability. You can accelerate lightning energy onto it and switch it with a bench Pokemon. Obviously it's a little bit fragile for an EX, but I don't know, I think it's fun. It's a fun card to play around with. So we did end up getting 4 EX in this pack, in this box. Unless there's another one waiting for us. Oh man, did a great job with this pack. Jeez, please help. Here we go. Reinforcements. It's got an Inky. Psychic Energy, and Tauros is the rare. It's got Doublade 2 if you want to run those Aegis Slashes we got earlier. And what do we have here? Staryu, Pansear, Chespin, Inky, Scatterbug, and there's Xerneas EX. Alright. So on top of getting an army of Wigglytuffs, we definitely got the best fairy type card here. With Breakthrough, does 60 plus 30 to one of your bench Pokemon, and then X-Blast, which does 140. So that's what this is sort of your, the big cannon in the fairy deck. Is this card right here, Xerneas EX. Awesome, we'll put it with the other ones here. Wigglytuff, got our energies, good stuff. Very heavy on the fairies, this box. I mean, it looks like it'll be, you know, it's the new type, so everyone's excited about it. It looks like it'll be good right away. It's hot pink. I mean, what's not to like about it? Clayster is a rare in this one. Clamp Crush, which has a chance to paralyze and discard an energy. And then Spike Cannon, which is doing 30 times the number of heads on 5 coin flips. Maybe I got that one already. It seems familiar. Last pack here. That's the rest of it. Alright. Another Fairy Energy. Puts us to 5 or 6. And the other Malamar. Oh, no, it's the same Malamar, but this one's shiny with Mental Trash. It's probably the better of the two. And on top of it, we get Diggersby, though, as an uncommon, and the double colorless energy. So that was a pretty good pack. And Bibarel is actually a rare, which I didn't notice at first. Good old Bibarel. Boop. So that's the box. Thanks for watching, you guys. We are Untapped Games. You can buy all these cards from us right now from our site, untappedgames.com. You should check us out on Facebook. We run tournaments every month. I think the one for February should be up by now. And of course, like and subscribe our YouTube channel if you like seeing more box opening videos like these. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.